Yeah, fine.
Started. You can just take it up.
Yes, that's great. Hope my voice is audible, and also let me just share the screen. Just please confirm if my screen is visible and my voice is audible, so that we can just start the session.
Yes, I can. We can.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Yeah, fine. A very good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I know people has joined from across the globe. Uh, Thanks for joining the session. Welcome to the use case series challenge learning sprint day 2. So yesterday we have gone through couple of cases, and today also we have come up with some sort of interesting AI related basic sort of activities which we can leverage in our particular workflows. Yes. Without much delay, let me again just start. Just give me one moment. One moment, please. Yeah, sorry, somebody has knocked my door and I was there. Yeah. So without much delay, we just want to introduce about ourselves who are new to this particular session and all. Yes, speak on myself. I'm Kiran. I'm having overall 7+ years of experience with IT industry and 4+ to 5 years of experience with RPA. And I'm working as a senior software engineer at Signity Hyderabad. And also, I've been active member in UPath community. I've been recognized as UPath MVP for year 2024. I hold certifications related to advanced developer and also the test engineer. Uh, Pradeep, can you just introduce?
Yeah, hi everyone. Pradeep here. So I have 7+ years of experience in UiPath, and I am working for one of the banking sector now. So I am the MVP for past 2 years, 2023 and 2024, and I am certified in solution architect and a specialized AI. Thank you, Saikir.
So we have our chapter leader, Pathrudu. Pathrudu, can you just speak about yourself?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks again. Hello, everyone. Myself, Pathudu, and total I have close to 9 years of experience and specific to UiPath implementations. It is 7 years, and currently I'm working as an associate architect with Edge Technologies. And for this year, 2024, I was awarded with UiPath MVP. And in terms of certifications, I have test engineer, advanced developer, solution architect, AI associate, and also safe agilist. And I lead the UiPath community chapter Vizag. And also, I run my own YouTube channel, Skill RPA. So, yeah, that's more about me. Thanks, Aiken.
That's right. So already we have seen yesterday that our particular learning challenge has started and all. Learning sprint for 10 days and the day one has started. And I just want to reiterate that there were chances for 10 to 11 people who can get the uh, sort of UiPath swag vouchers, each of $70 and $40, and even the event is sponsored by Hyperautomation-ai team. So where they're also providing some four goodies to the active members in the LinkedIn and all these things. So hope we are leveraging those sort of learning, as well as even one thing we just want to showcase is you'll also be featured in the community newsletter, whoever was selected as part of this particular series, right? So how you can do these things and what are the prerequisites? Yes, already we have seen yesterday. You should have a basic foundation certification from your Path Academy. You need to join all the 10 sessions and you need to access the orchestrator if there is some sort of scenarios that you need to go with. and the series starts from 16th to 27th of September, and it's only weekday sessions, Monday to Friday, this week, and Monday to Friday second week, next week. So how you can submit these things and all? Yes, I'll show you. I'll quickly make a walkthrough on these things where you can actually submit your use cases and all. So just open forum your path. So we have the this is our major thread, which will talk about all our 20 days sessions and all. And if you have any use cases you want us to say, yes, you can also reply in this particular thread. We can help you out with those things. So yesterday the first challenge has been started, where we've been asking to just submit your use cases. We have seen a good number of people uh, uploading their sort of use cases and all, where the community will be trying to evaluate your responses, based on which we'll try to select the top people and all. So your responsibility is to just make sure that you're attending the sessions and whatever that was there as part of the particular challenges and all. Yes, you can just provide here your codes and all, where the team will be just trying to uh, work on these things and all. Yes, right. So yesterday we have completed our day one. So similarly, we will also keep you posted with all the details and all. If you want all the details for you to have on this particular series, please do join our WhatsApp channel, which can help you out to get all the information related to these things. Right?
Just I want to add one more point, Sai Kiran here. So we are every day we are giving two use cases, right? So if you can able to add two use cases here, you can add it once, or if you're done with one use case, you can add the one use case. That's fine. So we can consider only one use case per day.
Yes, it's like people can upload at least one, so
Yeah.
that if you upload two, yes, you'll get more score. Or if you upload one, based on the things what you have created and all, yes, you will get the scoring accordingly. Right. Fine. Similarly, this is for the day one. You will have a similar thread created for the day two, and we'll try to post you or keep you updated on those sort of information and all. Right. So, Pradeep, I think you can just drop the WhatsApp channel link here, which can help our people who haven't joined there can actually join. Fine. So this is how you can actually submit. Yes, this is where you can actually submit your solutions. What is there as part of the particular challenge, and all, right? Fine. So these were the use cases we thought of just showcasing today. We will also explain you in detail what is we trying to achieve as part of this particular day two. So one thing is we are trying to see something related to AI copy paste. So let's say that you have an input of an Excel where you're trying to fill the form with something like 10 fields or 15 fields. How the AI copy paste can help you out with lesser efforts and all these things. We'll see some couple of scenarios, and also we'll talk about some sort of data scrapping advanced sort of features. So we have seen a scenario even been asked in some interviews. So without using after like selecting your particular data from a particular application and all, so you need to sort your particular data without using some data table activities or even the link queries and all. So you need to do it in your data scraping itself. So how you can achieve those things and all. So these were the minor things or like latest things that came to picture, which might help us in acing our particular interviews and all these things. Right. So before talking about uh, the copy paste features of AI and all. So these were the two things I just want to highlight here, which we are trying to talk about the semantic activities here. So it's the new feature or activities that's been of UI automation activities package and all. So semantic activities are special tools that use artificial intelligence to interact with the forms basically. So whenever you're trying to interact with the forms, so AI we can utilize, but what are the activities? It's basically called as semantic activities and all. Okay. So instead of dealing with complex coding or trying to find specific buttons and fields on a web page, semantic activities understand the content and structure of the form automatically. So let's say there is a form. You can see here, this is the form here. The form has like 10 to 15 fields. So basically what we try to do when you are trying to fill all these things. So you will try to manually understand what is the selectors of each particular element you want to interact, whether it's a text box, a drop down, or else even a push button, or else even a radio button, so all these things. But here what happens is the AI powered proprietary DOM analysis can happen here. Nothing but this means the system uses AI to analyze the web page structure, nothing but the DOM, document object model. It looks at the whole page to understand where different elements like text boxes or buttons are located and all. So that is what the AI can understand here. Automatically, it understands the DOM structure of the particular element or the things and all. And even the semantic matching happens here. After analyzing the page, the AI can match different elements here, and it can just automatically fill the things and all. And you have also the other feature like semantic targeting and execution. So simply we can say that in short, semantic activities make automation of form interaction simpler by using AI. So whenever there is a form coming into picture, in terms of copy, paste, and also interacting with the particular forms, so these activities will help us. So what are the activities here? So these were the three activities which we are trying to talk in terms of the advanced features: extract form data, fill form, and set value. So these were the three activities we try to explain you in terms of detailed way how you can actually do these things and how we can achieve the things, right? So without much delay, let's jump into our actual part here. Let me also have a small walkthrough on what were the cases we are trying to deal today, right? So this is one of the case we thought of developing here. So we have a RPA challenge website here. So where you'll have the input here, right? So we have the input here, and we are trying to just enter all these details into this particular application. So how you can do that basically without using the activities, less activities and all, how you can achieve that. So let me say that I'm trying to open this RPA challenge application. So this is the web portal. So this is one of the recent, most commonly asked scenarios and all, just to test your knowledge on how you actually leverage the anchor-based selectors and all these things, right? So when you just start this, you try to enter all the details, which is there in your Excel. So we have your Excel data, so which will also be uploaded. So this is your Excel data. So you need to provide all the details here, basically, right? So how we can enter all these details? Yes. So basically, how what you'll do is you'll use your application browser. You will try to utilize the type into enter all the details and all, right? So let me just build a small workflow, show you how we can leverage without using all these activities by simply dragging and dropping a single activity. How we can leverage those things, right? So what I'll do is I'll just quickly utilize a new sequence. So what we basically try to do is, first of all, we will try to read the particular Excel here. So what we will try to do is, we will try to utilize a read range workbook. So where is your Excel located? So my data is located on the desktop. It's on use case series day 2, and it's on the challenge. Fine. So what is the sheet name? So it's basically on the sheet 1. So whatever the data you are trying to read, it should be stored in a particular variable. Okay, so I'll say like control K, dt1. Fine. So we have our data stored basically. So now to enter all these details into this particular application, so what we need to do, we need to loop our particular data. So how I can loop the data? Basically, I will try to utilize for each row in the data table. Okay, so for each row in the data table, I'm trying to iterate the dt1 here. Okay, So what I need to do now is I need to make sure that my application is open and it's the particular application. So in order to interact with the application, I'll use application browser, drag and drop, and say that hey, this is the application I'm trying to interact with. Right. Fine. So after doing that, what I need to do is I need to interact with this particular elements and try to write the data. Right. So what I'll do is I'll just try to write on two fields or three fields. I'll try to write on first name and last name. Click on submit. What happens? Your position changes here. So which we already know we have done on multiple instances. But let's see how the AI can help us in achieving this particular task here, right? So what I'll do is I need to type into the values. So I'll just simply drag and drop. Say that I'm trying to interact with the first name. Okay, so I'm just going the selector here. So I'll say that I want to go with strict selector. So if you have any other values, I'm just trying to utilize those things. So we will just try to go with these things. We don't have any other selectors. We'll just go with the anchor based here, stating that it's a first name as your anchor. Okay, the element has changed. Okay, so this is the anchor we just trying to target here. So which can help us, though your position changes everything, it will just try to help you out. Right. So similarly, what I'll do, I need to drag and drop for all activities to make sure that everything is working. So I'll also indicate on the thing where I'll try to just write on the last name. So I'll just go with state selector and I'll just say like this my anchor and just select the things. Yes. So I'm just trying to write on two elements only. Let's see what it happens. Your data for the first element was there in a current row of 0 dot to string. Okay. So similarly, your data you're trying to enter here, right? And basically, you'll try to just click on the submit. So you're just trying to click on the submit. Right? So this is what we are trying to achieve. Basically, if you try to normally do your automations and all, this is what the approach will try to follow. Right? So let's see what happens. I'll just close this and just try to run our particular file, whether it's running properly or not, just to make sure that it works for the two fields at least. So try it on, okay, maybe I went changed the item there. See, when my selectors it's not properly trying to identify, it might fail here. So there might be challenges here that, okay, if there is some change in some sort of properties for the selector, what you're trying to do, or changing some positions and all. So everything, whatever you're trying to do, might have an issue here, right? So it's failing now, right? Fine. So now what I will try to do is without using any of these things. I will not use any of the selectors. I will not use any of the type induce. I will not use anything, but I'll use only single sort of an activity. So which will try to understand the form intelligently using the AI and how it will try to achieve the things. So that is what we will try to see. That is my agenda today. So I want these things to happen here. So what I'll do, I'll just use or delete what I have done here initially. Okay, I'll just delete all these items here. Okay, so but what I'll do is I'll just use a single element here, single activity, so which will actually say that fill form. Okay, so I'm just trying to fill the form here, right? So what is the source for this particular filling the form? Basically your current row of data which can act as input for this particular things, right? So before start of this particular process, what I need to do is I just need to just click on this submit here, so that it can actually start our particular challenge here. So what I'll do is I'll just simply utilize a click activity. So I'll just use a click activity to just start my particular challenge here. Okay, so basically what I've done is I've utilized a read range to read the data. I'm trying to just click on the start button to start my challenge. I'm trying to loop my data which is there in Excel to make sure that all the data is getting written on this particular application. And whenever there is the form is filled, I'm trying to just click the submit. So instead of, basically if you're trying to achieve, what you'll do is I'll try to indicate all the type into elements for 9 to 10 elements here. I need to do that. I just need to make sure that I'm trying to make sure the selector is properly working fine and all these things, right? But will this single activity will achieve all this or replace all these things, right? That is what we are trying to achieve, right? So what I'll do is I'll just quickly save the file and try to run our automation. So I haven't done any sort of selector identifications and anything here. It has started the process because it has clicked on start thing. It has been writing the data. So it has started writing the data on the first name. See, it was writing very properly. Company name, phone number, email. It's clicking on submit. Again, the position has changed, but here the single activity is able to achieve all the things what we are actually supposed to do. It's the first name, last name, company name, address, phone number, right? So even the positions are getting changed. It's trying to write the values dynamically. Even I was not saying that hey, it's a current row of 0, current row of 1, current row of 2. I'm just not doing anything here. I've just drag and drop a single activity, right? So you can see it was properly writing on all the data here. So it's not only on this application. If it is some sort of a form, yes, definitely it will be able to do the task which is relevant to us. See, all the data is getting written here. It's a programmer, Lara, address, company, last name, phone number, email, and finally all your 10 rows of data in the particular Excel was there and it's also submitted. So, what is this activity is trying to do? It's a fill form activity, which we already discussed. It's part of semantic sort of activities, which can intelligently utilize AI, which will try to read the form intelligently, do all the things without instructions of the human here. Even I was not saying that hey, you try to map this particular data from the Excel. So basically what we need to do is we need to map the data, right, which is there in the Excel. This is the first name, this is the last name and all these things, but yes, it's automatically doing the things. So here the bot is trying to totally understand that this is the last name, So here we have the last name. If it is address, yes, this is the address. If it's an email, yes, it's an email here. So role in the company, yes, it's a role in the company. It was properly able to understand all the data which was there on this particular application here, right? So which we call it as semantic sort of activities. Okay, so that is one of the feature we just want to highlight as part of this particular session. So any kind of queries here? Section feature, it's awesome. Okay, let me just see any sort of queries here. So I'm confident as I'm working in US time zone. Yes, you will get the recordings. Please do wait for a couple of days because it's a new feature from your part. It's a baby, so it's taking some time for us to just get the recordings and just do the things. Change the index of last time. Yes, I have intentionally done this thing because I just want to make sure that there might be chances that human was able to do the errors. Even I'm just passing the same current row of zero for even the first name and the last name, right? But here the activity is able to map all the things intelligently. That is what I just want to make sure that we are trying to do. So we need to pass the current row one. Yes, yes, for the last time. Yes, I've done this. I've done it wrongly. So the order is first name, last name, company, role, phone number. Yes. It's a great feature, yes. Getting this error, what can be done in the field form, no fields could be identified in the destination form. I'll show you those things again. So what we have done is basically in the field form, we need to provide the source here as an input. So what is the input source here basically? We are trying to utilize the read range outcome as an input source here. Okay, that can, there might be different instances of your input source. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly utilize same application here. So what I'll do is I'll try to write my name, Kiran. So address is kphp, phone number. Okay, so this is my phone number. So I'll say like SIPP, com. So company name is Signity. Okay, so role is RPA lead. First name is Sai. So I have this data, right? I'll try to utilize another feature here. I want to enter the data. Okay, so enter the data from a different application. So let me just open a form here. So I have a form created. So I'll also share this form information where you can also leverage that. So I have here the first name, the last name, company, role, address, email, and the phone number. But let's say that I have the data here. I want to copy this particular data, enter this data into this particular application. Okay. So how I can achieve this thing? So basically, if you want to get all this data, so what you will do is, again, you will say that I have 9 elements here. So I need to go with 9 getText. So I need to utilize 9 getText activities and I need to extract all this data. But yes, we have a powerful activity here just to make sure that you can also achieve the same thing. So I'll just create a new sequence. So what we'll do is, first of all, anything semantic activities works only on user application browser. So I'll say that, hey, this is the application I'm trying to extract the data. Fine. So what is the activity we'll use is extract from. So extract from data. Right. So there's a single activity which can help us to extract the data, right? So what I'll do is I'll just say like discover fields from the screen. It's only a single click where it will try to extract all your data. And where it can be stored, yes, it can be stored in a variable, right? So form data, or like I'll say like form underscore rph challenge data, right? So this is the data, right? So you can see the variable type, it's form data basically. So what I'll do is, whatever the data I have extracted here, I want to basically enter this data into this particular application, right? So we already know that we can utilize fill form. So what I'll do is, again I'll use application browser. So use application browser, say that here this is what I am trying to interact with, and you have fill form. So your source is basically not an Excel here. Your source is stored in the form data. So I'm just trying to provide that source here to write my data here. So it's not showing because the scope might be restricted. So I'll just make it available for the sequence. So I'm trying to write the data here. So form RPA challenge, right? So what I've done is simple two activities. So one activity is to just extract the data from this particular application, whatever the data which is there. And same data I'm trying to enter here. As simple as that, right? So what I'll do, if I'm not using these semantic activities, which is AI powered, what I need to do is I need to utilize use application browser. Under use application browser, I need to make sure that I am utilizing 10 get text. I'm utilizing 10 get text activities, storing in a 10 variables, and also I need to again launch this, try to utilize 10 type into activities, enter all the data, right? But here it's been optimized. That is what the power of UiPath I can say. That is what been the AI getting integrated with UiPath and all. That's the latest features what I just want to bring. Even I've seen from couple of people even in the interviews they're asking, hey, can you use a single activity just to fill the form, or else can you just optimize your code not to utilize a type into or as a get text to get the data or to enter the data. Yes, these were the activities. They just want you to explore and bring those expertise into uh, the organizations and all, right? So what I'll do is I'll just simply run this, see whether we can be able to achieve the same task or not. So this is the data. First thing it was trying to extract. Yes, it's properly extracted. It's writing the first name, last name, company role, address, email, and the phone number. Yes, it's properly doing all the tasks. I haven't utilized 10 get text activities. I haven't utilized 10 type and activities here. I'm just utilizing only single activity. Yes. So for the fill form, you can provide different data sources where we have seen you can provide a current row where it can automatically understand the Excel structure and map the things automatically, and also a data source from the extract data here, extract form data. So need not instruct these semantic activities. It will try to leverage the AI capabilities and try to achieve the same. So that is what we thought of showcasing as a second part of use case one. And there is also one activity which is very much interesting. So I'll also go through some queries and then we'll just jump into. So what if was not able to enter on a one particular field? How do we know whether it got failed? If it's not able to enter the data, you click on submit, right? So obviously it will pop up with some sort of an error that a mandatory field is required. If it's not a mandatory field, there is no purpose of those things. So what if there is a changes in headers of Excel and application? Not all, but let's suppose 2 out of 10. Then still it will work for skip or throw error. It will definitely throw an error. See, we need to at least optimize our inputs initially. It's a one-time task, right? So that the bot is properly trying to achieve the same things. But most of the things, it's an experimental. Even if you see in the activities here, so it's an experimental to extract the form data. It's experimental sort of things and all. But still, it's most powerful things you can see here in the UR path. If it's not having the data, yes, definitely it will throw the error. How can you access particular field from the extracted form data before it getting filled into another form? That was not still available. I was also trying to see what I've tried is basically I was trying to extract this particular data before trying to write the data. I just want to see what's the last name information, what's the email information and all. Still, I was not able to get that particular info. I was just trying to search for the particular information, how we can individually get the particular item there. Yes, I will keep you posted going forward. Definitely. Thanks for asking, Meja. Even I have the doubt how we can actually leverage that individual items and all. But no need of see here if we are trying to individually get those items and all. So what happens is there is no purpose of using this particular data in other things. Yes, definitely we need to go with those things also. Yes, I'll keep you posted on those things, how we can extract the single item from the form data which has been extracted. Definitely. Right. Any other queries we have? Yes, I think we are good. So other interesting thing we have here is I'll show you another capability of semantic activities. Yes, I think already this is shown. Okay. Yeah. So what we have is, so we have a form here, so which is saying that it's a radio button. Yes, it's a radio button. Okay. Sorry. One minute. Let me leverage another page. Yeah. So we have this particular options which is saying that it's radio buttons. It's a drop down. It's a text. So what you will try to do is, if you're trying to click something here, either you will go with utilizing a click activity. Here you will try to go with a drop down activity. Here you will try to go with a set text activity, right? So instead of utilizing multiple activities for the same task, I'm like, if it is definitely, if it is a drop down, you need to utilize the proper activity here. If it is setting something on the text box, you need to utilize a different activity like set text or type into, right? So similarly, how you can utilize by either utilizing click activity or check true or something we have for the radio buttons and all, right? So we'll try to leverage these things. But is there any sort of activity which can understand that it's a radio button? I try to enter the data. If it is a drop down, I can enter the data. If it's a text box, I can enter the data. I'll use a single activity. I will not utilize three activities. If you are trying to utilize your path, normal activities, or system activities, or UI automation activities, you will try to utilize three activities, right? But here I'm trying to utilize a single activity to achieve all these things. So how we can leverage? Let me just show you those things also. So we have system activities. So these are the different system activities here. We have check files or check true, all these things, type into all these things. Okay, fine. So my intention was to utilize a set value activity. Okay, so which will try to set the value onto the particular item here, right? So to do that, I'll just try to utilize a new sequence. So what we can do is I'm trying to interact with use application browser. Just give me one moment. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just indicate the application. So I'll say that this is the application I'm trying to interact with. Cannot. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let us do this. Let's see if it is working or not. Fine. I'll say that this is the application I'm trying to interact with. Okay. Fine. So what I'll do is I'll utilize set value. So what I'll do, I'll just say like this is the element I'm trying to integrate with. So it will try to analyze the data here. So I'll say that this is my element and this is your anchor. Yes. So just see that it has said that it's a radio group because it's a radio buttons data. I'll just say like confirm yes, this is the data I'm trying to go with. So similarly, I'll use a single activity. If it's a drop down, I'll use select item, right? But here I'm not using a select item. I'm just using a set value only. I'll say that choose from this particular drop down. So I'll say that hey, this is the data I'm trying to extract. I'm like interact with. So it has said that it's a drop down value. Yes, that's great. And also instead of using set text or set type into, I'm using a set value only, stating that hey, I want to interact with this particular text box. So it says that it's enter text, it's input. Yes, I say that okay, just go ahead with those things, right? So what I'll do is I'll just pass the values now. So I'll say that hey, try to go with clicking on option one. So similarly, try to click here with option two. From the drop down, instead of using select item, I'm just saying same set value here, right? So similarly, I'm trying to say go with typing a value called option 3 on the set text. So instead of utilizing multiple activities, I'm trying to utilize a single activity which has the power of all the activities, right? So which has the power of interacting with the radio buttons, which has the power of interacting with the drop down, which has the power of interacting with the text boxes, but a single activity. But earlier we are utilizing click, we are utilizing select item, we are utilizing set text or type into, right? So let me run this, see if we are able to achieve the same thing or not. Okay, so already option 1 was there, I'll say like option 3. Okay, so let me try to run the file. So it has written on option 3, it has selected option 2, and it was typing option 3. Yes, that is what we are trying to achieve here, right? So that is how we can utilize a single activity which will try to do the same task we are trying to achieve. So I'll just change it here. So instead of 1, I'll say like it's 3. Instead of 3, I'll change it to. So let's see if it is working or not. It has trying to write on option 1, it has selected option 3, and it has even removed the data, the previous data, and also trying to go with the things, right? I haven't given any properties. I haven't provided any input method. I was not saying it's a default. It's a Chrome or it's a similar click or type. I haven't done anything here. I've just utilized the single activity without any sort of properties. I'm just going. I'm trying to achieve the same thing here. So that is what the power of AI that's been there for the semantic activities. Can we use the set value activity to filter pivot tables in Excel instead of manually unchecking items from the drop down options? Haven't checked that particular thing. Maybe we can also achieve the same thing. So do we need to use dictionary to add, update, etc. by expressions only? Yes, we can do that. Is path removed? No, it's they haven't removed anything. See, earlier we have something called compatibility methods of Windows legacy and cross-platform, right? So they have in the latest versions they have deprecated for the community versions. You can see that there is a deprecated compatibility of Windows legacy. So in the Windows legacy, you used to have this Microsoft dot activities dot extension. So that is where that's not available in the Windows. You can still achieve an alternate method. There is a forum thread which will talk about all the challenges in migration from Windows legacy to Windows. So you can get those information there. So, do we have any other web automation activities similar to this? Uh, I think these were the newer sort of semantic activities where I have gone through, and also a couple of people have said that hey, they were asking some alternate sort of scenarios, uh, how we can achieve these things. Yes, I thought that this is scenarios where you can achieve the things and all, right? So just to recap, we have seen how to actually enter the data from an Excel to this particular form without interacting with any sort of selector. Though element position changes, everything is trying to. So second thing, we have seen that how it was able to extract the data, enter the data into this particular form. That is the second case we have seen. And in the third case, we have seen how we can actually utilize a single activity to interact with the radio buttons, to interact with the drop downs, to interact with the text box, right? Without providing any sort of input methods also. So you're not worried whether it's what input method I need to go on, or whether it's a default method, or it's a Windows messages, or it's a similar type of click, or it's a Chrome method. And I was least worried here, right? So that is what you can try to achieve here with this sort of semantic activities and all. So I will also share all these sort of forms which I have been utilizing, and also even I think everybody is knowing about this rpchallenge.com and how we can actually download the Excel. Even we will also in the thread attach all this particular data where you can actually interact with the things and all. Okay. So fine. So this is what we thought of showing as part of use case 3. So let me just have a walkthrough of what we are trying to achieve on the use case 4 here. Okay. Any other queries here? Please to let us know. Fine. So let me just close all these things. Let me open datatables.net. Right. So one thing we can understand, it's a full text method. Obviously, even the data is hidden, you will be able to extract the data, right? So there is no worries for the data extraction here, right? So we know that there was some couple of scenarios here. We can achieve, we can extract only the first page data. We can extract all the 10 pages data, or like 6 pages data, or even whatever the pages it is, we can extract. Instead of extracting all the columns, we can extract only the correlated data, right? Fine. So how we can actually, so my scenarios now is like after extracting all this data, okay, I want to filter, or not the filter, like I want to sort the particular data, okay, so based on the salary. So I have seen that people having different salaries here, like so 1,62,000, or like 1 lakh, like 1 million, or you have 86,000, you have 132,000 and all these things, right? But I want to just sort the data based on higher or lower. I'm like increasing order or decreasing order or ascending or descending order without actually utilizing any sort of link queries or even any sort of what I can say data table activities. So what we generally try to do, so what we will see is let me just open a new sequence. So basically I'll just utilize the table extraction method, say that here there's the data I'm trying to extract. So it will ask what is the data you want to extract. Yes, I want to extract all the columns. Okay. So when you extract all the columns, it will say that extract data from multiple pages. Yes, I want to extract the data. So it will say that click on next button so that it will try to extract page by page data. So I will say that hey, this is what I'm trying to achieve. We all know all these steps and all. So I'll just simply say on close where I have my particular data, right? So now what I'll do is I will try to utilize some sort of activity to write data to the workbook. So write range workbook. I'll say write the data. So where you want to write, I want to write it in something called data.xlsx. It's if it is not there, it will try to create. So what's the data? I'll say like it's on sheet one. So what's the data? It's extracted data. Okay. So if you go to the properties, try to make sure that you try to add the headers. Fine. So without any sort of operations and just simply writing the data, we'll see after extracting the data how your actual scenario works. So now in the third page, fourth page, fifth page, sixth page, and all the data has been extracted. It's been trying to write on your Excel. So where is my Excel? I have written directly on my folder structure. It should be here somewhere. Yes, data.xlsx. See, even the salary has been written here, right? So now my scenario is to just sort the data here. So we can utilize sort. I can say like sort the data from A to Z, expand the selection. So this is the data which been sorted, right? So if you can see here, the highest value is like there, and you can see at the bottom you have the lowest values, right? So this is how you have sorted your particular data, right? Manually. This is what you would done manually, right? But without manually doing the things, so you will generally what you will try to do is you will try to go with the sort data table activity, and you will say that hey, I want to sort this example. So what is the column you want to sort? Basically you need to provide in the column name here, name of the column. So I'll say it's salary. So what is the thing? Yeah, I want to go with the descending order, decreasing order, right? So where you want to store the data after sorting, I want to write it on the same extract data table itself, right? So still you have an error. You can specify one column to sort data table. You can only specify one column to sort data table by this. Okay, let's see, or else I'll just provide the index basically. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth column, right? So I'll say that it's of column index 5. Uh, index is 5. Okay. Still have the error. So you can specify only one column to sort the data table. I have provided only one column, right? So you can only specify one column. Sometimes new versions will actually provide some issues for us. We will try it again, say like sort data table. Yes, I'll say sort data table. You need to specify. Yes, I'll say that the index is basically 5. Ascending order, yes. You can store the data in extract data table, extract data table. Yes, the same thing I've done earlier also. Okay, some save all. What I'll do is I'll just say right instead of writing on sheet 1, write it on sheet 2 basically. So save all and try to run the file. So it's also now extracting the data and it will actually sort the data for us. Yes, even without the column name, you can just provide the index also, which I have done. So let's see if I was able to achieve the same data which I was trying to expect. So yes, I have seen here the data is actually sorted here. Okay, so it's in descending order and all, right? So now without using this particular activity, without using this sort data table, I need to achieve this particular task. So how I can do this without even utilizing this activity and also without you utilizing your link queries also. So you can utilize some data validations there, manipulations there, and you can get that. But still you cannot utilize those things and how we can achieve this particular data, right? So further, what we will try to do is we have something called table settings. Like instead of showing here, what I'll do is I'll extract the same data once again. So I'll utilize 1 minute. So I'll utilize the same table extraction method. So saying that I can just try to write the data on the first page. I'll show you a small setting which can help us achieve the same thing. Okay. So I'll say yes. So if you can see, we have something called settings here, and also we can preview the data here. So this is how your data is there. So what happens here? I have something called settings at the top. Okay. So which will talk about the salary. Yes. So this is what I'm trying to talk. So if you see here, my data is also having a dollar symbol, which might cause some issues in the sorting part. So what I'll say that hey, every time you just go with only numbers, okay, and also sort it based on the ascending or descending order. I'll say it's a descending order. So what I've done by just going to this after extracting. I'll just show it again. So what I've done is I've just utilized the table extraction. Say that I'm just trying to extract the data. It's from the whole Excel. Yes. And after extracting the data, you have something on the salary. I just want this particular column to be something sorted. So here you can also uh, pass the data here. I'll say that I just want only the number. So you are getting only the number here. And also I'm trying to say that hey, I want to go with the descending order or ascending order. I'll say it's a descending order. Save and close. So if you want to extract the data from multiple pages, indicate the element. Yes, it will try to obviously indicate the element here. And just save and close. So you have all your data. I haven't utilized any activity. I haven't utilized any sort data table or any activity, or I haven't written any link variant, or but I've done a small changes in the activity which can help me achieve the same thing, right? So what I'll do is I'll try to write the data in a different sheet. Let's say it's in sheet 3. I quickly save the file and try to run the file. So now it's on the first page. So it has extracted all our data. Let me just go to the project panel, see whether my data was there in the sheet 3 or not. So I have the sheet 3 and where my data is getting sorted, right? So this is how you can actually see even what happened in the earlier scenario is I think here you have a dollar symbol and all, but still it's not properly. Say 86,500 should be there at the bottom, right? But it was not there in the bottom. But here, using that particular activity, even the sort data table is not able to do the thing because you have the dollar symbol, which might cause some issues for us. You can simply remove these things, get only your number data. You can also have your things properly sorted for us. All right. It's not only on the particular salary column. You can also sort on a particular date based on the age, office. Okay, anything can be done on these things, right? So this is what we can try to achieve. Even it's asked in one of my interview task. Basically, that's the reason I just thought of showcasing you to you. So they said that hey, don't go with any activities, don't go with anything. Just try to do something on the metadata. So even we can just try to change it here in the metadata also. So when we go to the activities properties, you have the table settings in the metadata. Sometimes we can also just try to get the things. It's all the full text methods, right? Yes. And also you can also see in the table settings somewhere you can see it is in the descending order or ascending order somewhere. Might be data column salary. See the sort is basically descending order, right? I can make it to ascending order here. I can just simply change this metadata here, which can help me achieve the same thing, right? So this is how you can actually achieve your scenarios without actually doing all the things in terms of activities. We can also do it more or less with the features what we actually have inside your activities, right? Fine. I think these were the two scenarios or two use cases we thought of showcasing as part of the particular use case series today. Tomorrow we will come up with other things as part of our different learning sprint for day 3. Hope you have had a great learning experience today and you have learned something new features in terms of AI and all these things. If you have any queries and all, yes, please do let us know. If not, I think we are good to go. But before just winding up the session, we request everyone to just switch on your cameras so that we can just have a small pic and we can just discuss from there. Before that, what I will try to do is, Patro, can you just stop the recording? I think we are good to go for today.